Let's take a look at themes of occupation. And I will start with redefining occupation as the regular activity that a person undertakes in order to earn his or her livelihood. And an occupational theme can be defined as the unifying subject of the type of an occupation. The subject impacts preferences for work environments and outcomes. Here, I need to say there is no any single classification of different things or types of occupations. And the most popular came from the works of American psychologist John Holland. He tried to match occupations with personalities. And he studied personalities first, and he found that some personalities are more disruptive, some are more conforming, some are more individual, some are more collective, and he chunked personality types in 6 buckets, which are artistic, social, enterprising, conventional, experiential, and investigative. And here I need to say that every personality has not only one dimension, but could be like 2 or more. And as the personality classification, it didn't really work, but for occupations, for it basically became the most popular classification. And let's start with experiential occupation. Initially, John Holland called it motoric occupation, and later it changed realistic occupation. So experiential occupation is any occupation that frequently involves work activities that include practical, hands-on problems and solutions. And in this bucket came a carpenter, engineer, farmer, and a tester. Collectively, they may be called doers, and in ancient times, they would have been hunters. Investigative occupations, which John Holland initially called intellectual, is an occupation that frequently involves working with ideas and requires an extensive amount of thinking. And here, in this bucket, will go an auditor, business analyst, compliance officer, cost estimator, editor, inspector, interviewer, and a lawyer. Collectively, they may be called thinkers, and in ancient times, they could be shamans. An artistic occupation, or initially it was called aesthetic occupation, is an occupation that frequently involves working with forms, designs, and patterns. And in this bucket will go an artist, obviously, composer, designer, enterprise architect, and a creative writer. Collectively, they may be called innovators, and in ancient times, they would have been artisans. A social occupation, or initially it was called supportive, is an occupation that frequently involves working with, communicating with, and teaching people. These occupations often involve helping or providing services to others. And in this bucket will go a career counselor, job coach, sales representative, and obviously a teacher. Collectively, they may be called helpers, and in ancient times, they could be being healers. Enterprising occupation, or initially it was called persuasive occupation, is an occupation which frequently involves starting up and carrying out projects. And in this bucket will go an architect, product owner, and self-employed. Collectively, they may be called creators, and in ancient times, they would have been leaders. Finally, conventional occupation, or initially it was called conforming, is an occupation that frequently involves following set procedures and routines. And in this bucket will go an accountant, administrative assistant, bookkeeper, document manager, management specialist, and technical writer. Collectively, they may be called organizers, and in ancient times, they would have guardians. So once again, let's take a look. So here we have two different sets of dimensions. One is working ideas versus data and people versus things. And clearly social works more with people and experiential or realistic works more with things. Ideas, we have artistic and investigative. So artistic basically create ideas, investigative find ideas or find what stay behind the ideas, and data, it's enterprising and conventional. So interestingly enough, enterprising is not in ideas. Enterprising is between like people and data. So it's more like persuasive and like working with working with people and working with data. And that is pretty much it. So next we'll take a look at conditions of work. Thanks so much and have a great time. Bye.